everybody, this is Fanny, live from the Egyptian Museum. I was gonna wait till I'm a little prettier to make a video because after the event there was so much download and things happening crazy in our mind and body that like literally my face swelled up. My face swelled up last night. I woke up, I have pink eye. It's going away a little bit, but I woke up with my eye like this and like spots all over my face. My lips were like double the size. My face was like a light bulb ready to blow up this morning. So I know it's like a body integration after everything that happened. The body's, I've explained that right before, then you're elevating and then you have a crash, kind of, you feel bad and because your consciousness is elevating but your body is behind trying to catch up. So yeah, definitely manifesting in a physical, but this is so incredible that I was like, okay, I have so much in my mind right now, I want to record it at the moment so I don't forget anything. See, I still have like spots on my face, like the sand, there is sand everywhere, breathing sand. I was spitting blood this morning. The food, oh my god, I ate meat this morning. I mean, there was meat in the food and I just like put it in my mouth and that just like shocked my entire body. I spit it up, but intense experience, let's say, physically, mentally. But yeah, there is so much. So spiritually, all the event was amazing. The concerts, meeting people from all around the world with the same intention of raising the consciousness. It was beautiful, like Matthias said, in a country where meditation is forbidden, right? Managing to achieve that was incredible. And now a little bit of history. I was so I took a cab this morning to come here to the Grand Museum, the Egyptian Museum. But the cab took me by mistake to another museum, which ended up being great, the National Museum of Egyptian Civilization, which was really interesting for me because I saw all the mummies and sarcophagus, and that was very weird feeling to see these dead bodies mummified. And I was next to Nefertari's tomb and mummy. And somehow I was like channeling with her and having like this conversation. I was like, feeling bad. Like, how would it feel that your body was mummified so it would stay intact forever and in a sacred place, right? In the sarcophagus, in the temple. And that now you're open in the open air in the museum and thousands of people are here staring at you every day. And so I had this double feeling of, it is what it is. Somehow my body served for history, like for science, right? I gave my body for science. So people would know of the greatness of the Egyptians and the culture of the Egyptians over the years. And for some other mummies, that was funny because while I was saying that, right after I went to another room and the mummies were far apart. We couldn't get near the mummies, and they were really far apart, and I felt like these specific ones didn't want to be approached, had their, like some people need to have their social distance more than others, and that if you would approach them too much, you would kind of have like be cursed or stuff like that, and I felt that as well when I had my pink eye this morning. I was like, there are some places that are sacred and be respected. So, and then Nefertari, we were talking and I was like, I was kind of upset about some stuff and that she told me to forgive, and yes, because I was kind of upset of some things, and I was upset for the body, right? I was upset also for how your body was exposed like that. And then what she said was, it is what it is, you know, search for science at the same time, and to learn to forgive and be in love, you know, in love for what it's become. And yeah, then I went to this Egyptian museum now. It's amazing. I can't believe it. Look at this. I can remember being at many stages, right, in the social ladder, let's say, in Egypt, being a scribe. I know I was a scribe at some point for my passion to symbols and writing and being so meticulous. And every time I see those writings on the wall, I can literally see myself at some point with the little, you know, writing on the stones like that. It's so incredible, like, wow. Scenes of history. And you know, unfortunately I didn't get to record when I did my painting presentation to the group the other day. It was actually amazing. I poured so much content of everything from the painting in 30 minutes, things that would usually translate in like hours. And I was really happy I did that. Didn't record it, but one advice that I gave to everybody really was reference everything. You know, reference everything that you have. Journal, record videos, write books, because years later, you know, you forget, even though you say, I will never forget this, I will never forget this moment, but there are always details, things that I get back to my books. And then I was, oh my God, I forget about that. And just like right now, when I was in the pyramid, I did this weirdest thing. We were all chanting, and you know, it was so hot in the pyramid. I didn't expect that. I had my sweater on, and it was so hot, like unbearable. Like I couldn't even breathe. And Matthias said, you know, you guys can take your clothes off if you want. I'm gonna turn off the light. So most of us, like even the girl next to me, like we all took our clothes off. We were like half naked in there, and I did this weirdest thing. I never do all these weird things, right? But I was just like pushing the energy up, and at some point I got up and I put my hand like this. I put my hands like this, just like I felt like was almost being crucified. I felt all this energy for all these people who want to be heard from all these generations and all around the earth, these nodes that we were working with, the people, the civilizations that have a voice that needs to be heard. And you know, nowadays we only listen to celebrities. You know, a celebrity says something, it's amazing, but if you say something, it's like, oh my God, here she is speaking again. You know, that's actually literally someone told me that. And then they were like, oh my God, you start speaking, it's like you can't stop. I'm like, literally. The day after, Matthias said the exact same thing, and it was amazing. But if it's not come from, you know, the celebrity, it's like people are, oh my God, she's here preaching again. So this is really one of the frustration that I felt. Maybe that was before connecting with my node as well, the Siberia. These indigenous people who have been forgotten, and for the bigger contemporary civilization that came after, and that still have a voice that is unheard. And so I woke up, I felt like I was literally being crucified. I was like Jesus, you know, and I did this weird, I would never do something like that. I really felt this Christ energy coming through me, and I wouldn't control even what I was doing. I was doing these weird energy things. There was an entity, and I was trying to send love to clear the space at the same time, because the entity, there was Matthias speaking, channeling the Archangel Gabriel, and there was this entity also that came and that was trying to counterbalance and wanted to be heard. When Matthias was speaking louder, the entity kept speaking louder, like, I want to be heard too. It's not because I'm an outcast, it's not because I'm representing the darkness. And I did feel as well like there was some feminine abuse, and I really felt that was coming back out, right? The traumas that buried under the carpet, and the outcast was like, no, I'm here to be heard. as well. And most of them, they are the ones who needs the love the most. And so I'm saying this because just right now I'm seeing one of the sarcophagus, one of the tombs, and there is this woman with the chest naked and with in this position, like exactly how I was in the pyramid, the position. I was blown away. I was like, oh my God. You see, that was not random. There is always, wow, like, ooh, I got goosebumps just saying that. So yeah, we are replaying scenarios. We are embodying all this culture, these divinities that were considered ancient history for all these years, but it's coming back to sacred. And the beauty of these written in the walls is that this was the Egyptians' way of making this culture last forever, of anchoring it in the matter forever. You know, the papyrus, beautiful, but in the rock, it's for millenniums, thousands and thousands of years, they will still be there. And this is why I work with my paintings on the canvas, the hard canvas, right? Because they can't be damaged, or really, they can be, but it would be more scratches than actually a canvas that is a lot more complicated to maintain, right? So, and I do feel like, you know, I'm saying the social scale, but I do feel like scribe was a really high position in Egypt because you were able to, the languages was conveyed from history. So I was a scribe, I remember that. I also remember another life when I was a priestess, and one of the girls from my node, actually from Siberia, Melia, as soon as I saw her, like I looked at her eyes, and even though she was wearing these kind of like hippie clothes, you know, I didn't see that. I saw her like wearing like a priestess dress, you know, gold and white and sandals and stuff. I remembered her like we were there together before. That was crazy. It's like, oh, I know you, you know, and like that was super intense. Like she was so sweet. And so yeah, beautiful, you know, when you see someone and you recognize each other like right away. And both the information that we brought was really different, very complementary. She was talking about, I was talking more something very general about the indigenous civilization, and she was talking about the story of this one woman, right? This one woman who was there in Siberia and then left for the city, but she kept on getting sick because she left her natural habitat. And even though she had more comfort in the city, she kept getting sick, and then she went back to her snow place, right? And her life was pretty much just surviving, like finding wood to heat the house, finding food, like the simple life. And sometimes, you know, I love the personal development, I love to trying to get better, but sometimes I'm like, if you always want more and more, trying to push yourself, you kind of forget like the simple life as well, you know. Sometimes I want to go back to this simple life, and ooh, my bag is really heavy. I'm carrying rocks. I have my rocks, my team 143 rock. I have my twin flame rock in my bag. I'm carrying them all around because I feel like I have my team, my ancestors, and new friends and everything with me. But it hurts my back, and it also represents for me like how we've been carrying all this, you know, carrying all this knowledge and generations. I have this weight on my shoulders, you know. I feel it. That sometimes I want to escape and go back to the simple life, you know, and reconnect to the present moment without looking for success. You know, I'm tired of trying to make a living. I'm tired of trying to please people, trying to prove that I love or that I'm faithful, or, you know, there's nothing to prove. You trust or you don't. I mean, yeah. So, wow, all this. Anyways, this is how I feel right now. but I wanted to show that. And this amazing museum. I'm gonna continue before they closed. This is amazing. I'm so excited to be there, and I'm gonna do a tour. The cruise unfortunately was full. I'm going to do a special tour, something that you've never heard about, but it's a surprise. I'm gonna go see some mummified baboons. So I'm gonna see some underground cities and talk about ancient technologies with a specialist guy actually. That tomorrow I'm gonna go see Saqqara. So it's not really what I expected, but it's gonna be unusual. Unfortunately, I'm not gonna have time to go do the Valley of the King and Temple of Isis and everything I thought I would go see. That I was super excited about, but I think it's a call to come back for another trip. And I'm going to do something that nobody does, off the beaten track. So why not bringing some new information that the grand public doesn't really know about. Yes, so that will be interesting. Why baboons? That's my question. Like, they presented me that like we're gonna see something unique, like mummified baboons underground, and I was like, why baboons? Like, what's going on with that? How did they find thousands of baboons and mummify them? What is there? I'm curious. I want to know. Like, as weird as it sounds. Yes. All right. More next. More later.